Hands up. We got in the ring. He was so locked in. I was so locked in. Like there was nothing really to say. We both locked in and we both focused on the task at hand. But man, it was dope. It was dope. It was a dream.
Rumors are buzzing right now that Triple G, the man known for his Mexican style, has been quietly giving Terence "Bud" Crawford some private advice behind the scenes. Yeah, that's what people are saying.
Right now, this is the biggest fight in boxing. Come on. They'll fight for us, Canelo, everybody knows Canelo, just everybody's different. Different situation, different way, different everything, like, come on. Last fight in Canelo, he looked different, not like a 168, 75, no, because different situation.
People are now saying that Golovkin, the same guy who went 12 tough rounds with Canelo, has supposedly been giving Crawford tips on hidden power setups and the kind of unshakable mindset he's famous for. And if that's real, Bud wouldn't just be walking into Canelo's territory. He'd be showing up with a full game plan in his back pocket.
All right. It was good sparring. It was very, very good experience for me. Yeah, we'll take it to the.
Here's the juicy part. Word is Triple G isn't just teaching Bud those crushing body shots. He supposedly gave him the full Canelo cheat sheet, telling him, after round 6, Canelo's energy drops, and that's when you turn up the heat and take over the fight.
Look like he's improving and getting better.
Marcos, I told you just, every opponent gives you different, every fight is different.
So you think
I don't feel like, more power, more speed. No, he stayed the same, just.
Apparently, Golovkin went through every little flaw he noticed in their 3 fights. The flat feet, the heavy breathing, and that left hook Canelo throws like it's on repeat, basically pointing out everything that could be exploited. And let's be honest, Triple G still isn't over those scorecards.
Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything to beat Canelo.
The guy gave it his all, went toe-to-toe, and the judges basically shrugged while Canelo walked away with the win. You can bet Golovkin wants someone to finally get him the justice he never got, and if Bud pulls it off, it's like Golovkin getting revenge through Crawford's fists.
Crawford will beat Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo by decision. I can't see anybody knocking out Canelo Alvarez. But I do believe that if you can box and you can move, that you can beat Canelo.
The wildest rumor is that Triple G has been hinting for years that Canelo's rise wasn't just from hard work, dropping hints about possible PEDs, and now people are saying he might have handed the whole cheat code to Bud. True or not, the drama is real. Golovkin backing Crawford is like giving Bud a grudge match he didn't even have to earn.
When the greatest Canelo came out, the one that you guys seen that fought Triple G the first time, bro, dude popped dirty for clenbuterol, bro. Why do you think the second fight didn't happen? So, for me seeing that was the best Canelo I've ever seen. But that was Canelo off of steroids.
Hearing all that just shows how dangerous this fight could be. But Antonio Tarver stepped in with a reality check and didn't hold back. He basically said, Bud isn't winning a points battle on the scorecards. Vegas judges don't hand out close decisions like candy unless your name's Canelo. The truth is brutal. Bud has to do what no one's ever done. Stop Canelo outright, like trying to beat Bowser without a controller.
If Crawford is in here to do 12 grueling rounds with a strong fighter like Canelo, I think Canelo only needs one shot to change the game or change the fight. Crawford gonna have to stay consistent and win out.
That's the task in front of him, and while I respect Bud and his grind, if he thinks he can just trade shots for 12 rounds, he's wrong. Vegas doesn't hand out favors. This fight is less about skill and more about who's ready to flip the script, and Tarver made it clear. If Bud doesn't bring that ruthless, fight-ending intensity, the judges will hand him a loss he didn't earn.
If Crawford is going to guarantee victory, he got to stop him.
A man who ain't been stopped.
He got to stop him, bro.
It's challenge.
So that's going to be the challenge. Can he hurt him? And can he prevent from getting knocked out?
And remember, Canelo's only been seriously rocked once, back in the Cotto days, and since then he's mastered taking or avoiding shots like a pro. Bud has to stay slippery, avoid getting pinned on the ropes, and still land enough to keep the pressure on. Tarver warned that if Saul shows up fully, it's going to be trouble. Bud's representing hard, but he's stepping into a storm, and only a knockout will clear the way.
You're going to guarantee victory, he got to stop him.
A man who ain't been stopped.
He got to stop him, bro.
It's challenge.
So that's going to be the challenge.
After Tarva laid it out, KO or go home, Simon Jordan took it further, calling Crawford the kryptonite to Alvarez. Basically, he's saying Bud's the Superman in the ring while Canelo's the Lex Luthor in a Gucci belt. And honestly, he's got a point. Both Simon and Spencer agree this fight isn't about size, it's about IQ, timing, and Bud turning the sweet science into something Canelo can't handle.
The amazing thing is that the difficulty that most people would put to Terence Crawford is the size element of things. But I think if he's going to fight Sal Alvarez, it's the right time to fight him now, because we're seeing elements of decline in Alvarez. Okay, the dance partners who's been forced to fight against William Skell didn't come to fight.
Let's be real. You've got two guys with nearly 70 knockouts between them, and Simon says it could go the distance. That's like ordering extra hot wings and getting mild. True, maybe, but everyone's here for fireworks, not a judge's math quiz. Still, calling Bud the kryptonite. If that sticks and he actually pulls it off, Canelo memes will fly faster than a Jake Paul callout. Spencer even swears this is the best fight in boxing, straight up the Super Bowl of the sweet science.
I think that Crawford's extra boxing IQ and the fact that he's moved up them weight divisions, when you look at them sizing up now, Crawford actually looks bigger than him right now. But I think that extra movement will be enough for Crawford, and I think he will be able to sit in the pocket when he has to against Alvarez. But be sure, this one will be a barnstormer for sure.
Simon isn't exaggerating. He hinted this might be the perfect time to catch Canelo slipping, noting signs of decline, basically saying Bud could hit while the engine light's on. They also pointed out how Crawford's climbed multiple divisions and still looks bigger than Canelo on posters, like he's been chugging protein shakes with destiny. Bottom line, they're framing this as the fight of the decade, and if Bud flips the script, it's not just history. It's a Netflix-level blockbuster with no sequel needed.
Mainly, I think it will. I think because they're both technically that good and they're both very durable. That's how they become the superstars of the sport of today. You know, they both can take a shot. They both mix it up. They'll both sit in the pocket.
Simon Jordan's Crawford's kryptonite line shook the room, but then Greg Hackett dropped more heat, talking about Boots Ennis sparring with Canelo like it's no big deal. That's wild. Boots in the ring with Canelo while Bud waits on the sidelines, basically giving Canelo a sneak peek. Greg kept it real, saying, sure, the experience is priceless, but why hand Canelo even a taste of what Boots brings?
I mean, Jerron Ennis get from it being in with the elite, a guy who's prepared for everything. One thing you can't say about Canelo is that he hasn't seen something. Canelo's seen southpaws, he's seen tall guys, short guys, slick fighters, he's seen bulls, he's been up against.
Greg made a solid point. True masters don't spar. They clash when money and legacy are on the line. Sparring with Canelo is like handing Iron Man your suit blueprint before the fight. Still, Greg admitted it could level Boots up, showing him exactly how high the mountain is. Imagine Canelo versus Bud this year, then Canelo versus Boots next. Boxing turns into a Marvel multiverse with hand wraps. Hackett also noted Canelo never stops. Retirement seems allergic to him, and just when you think he's resting, another fight drops. That's why he said if he were Boots, he'd play his cards close, because today's sparring partner could be tomorrow's main event. Still, the experience might ignite something in Boots, giving him the confidence to think, I can hang with the king, and that kind of belief is dangerous fuel.
I think the mindset for Boots will be not only to prove I can hang, but to also be trying to see what will come with this shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but I don't think I would do that. I don't know. It's just me. I just think the only reason I say that because I think Boots could get that fight. I think Boots could end up in a fight with Canelo.
All right, fam, we've gone through rumors, legends, predictions, and even sparring drama. Now it's your turn. Do you think Bud can really flip the script with Triple G's secret tips, or is Canelo too uncrackable? And what about Boots stepping into Canelo's camp? Smart move or a future spoiler? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, share with your crew, and subscribe so we keep bringing fight talk hotter than a Canelo punch.